Hey yo, my Planet Coaster friends, Johnny 5 Live here, and welcome to Update 4. Update 4 is serving up restaurants where you could build your perfect dining experience using the new restaurant kitchens, dining tables, and existing themed picnic benches. Also spinning onto the scene are the returning flat ride scissor and the water. And for the water ride enthusiasts, custom colors have been landed for pool tiles, pool water, and water shape scenery pieces. Alongside a host of other fixes improvements, standard versions of the spinning Manic Mouse and inverted flying coaster will also be available as their signature mouse and manta ray coaster attachments. Check out the Planet Coaster website for a full update notes. Yippee yalliper. All right, very exciting stuff. Let's dive in and take a closer look at some of these new features. So I have a list of the extensive patch notes here. I'll put a link to them down in the description below if you want to read through them yourselves. But basically, we'll start with the restaurants. Players will now be able to build open restaurant facilities. Benches and tables can be connected to restaurants. Interesting. Vendors serve food from a counter. Guests take their meal on a tray to the table. Customize each menu by setting different ingredients from the menu options. The restaurant blueprint per Planet Coaster 2 theme will be available. Planet Coaster, Viking Resort, Aquatic, and Mythology, as well as a dining booth, table, and restaurant related signs. So that's what we want to check out first and foremost. However, I was just an FYI, the actual first thing I want to check out here, if we go to basic shapes, chat was saying she can now scale basic shapes lower than you could ever before. And I didn't see it in the patch notes. I think the max you could scale it down to is 30. Oh my heavens. Oh my heavens. Yeah, we're working on a little side project and I can't even grab that widget anymore. It's so small. Maybe they should have kept the UI of the widget not scaling. Right? But you could use this thing on the top right. Yeah, 300% was the... No, you can go bigger as well. I literally, we're working on a little side project and we decided to, the thing we're working on, we decided to go with a 175 scaled sphere because that's almost the max and it gives you room to grow. But now you can go 300. And you can also, and I remember it was like 30 or 40 was the smallest you could go. And now you can go 5%. And I'm assuming, yes, that's the case for everything. Wow. This is huge because with the new restaurants, you know, I don't know how tiny this is in comparison to a person. I mean, let's get a statue. I believe that's about the size of a person. My thoughts are if you're making a restaurant, you know, you could make like a box of French fries with the basic shapes. And the community so far has found certain objects. A good one here was the coaster, or I guess maybe just support. Yeah, somebody was showing me this. I think it was Smiling Oma. See, these coaster supports, they were able to go down particularly small. And people were using these as finer details. But as we can see here, the basic shape is even smaller than that. So all of those pieces that people laid out that can shrink really, really small, I wonder if those can be scaled down even further as well. Because this one we currently also have at 10%, but I think that was the benefit of using this one because it went down to 10%. But some of these can also go up to 500%. So obviously not every object in the game is treated equally in terms of their scale, but I didn't see it in the patch notes. I might be crazy. We might stumble across it along the way, but this is in fact one of the best features of 4.0 that I don't think is mentioned by the developers or in the patch notes and is a stealth update that a few creators stumbled upon. Maybe it's a bug and they didn't mean to put this into the patch, but I certainly hope that it stays because this is awesome. It is really awesome, and it's gonna help for this current project that we got going in the background here. So great job on that one. Like I said, we can make like little burgers and fries and tiny things for our restaurants now, and that's huge. All right, restaurants. Ladies and gentlemen, we have restaurants. Here are the pre-made ones from Frontier. That's tropical, Planet Coaster themed, aquatic, ooh, Viking, and mythology. Let's put this one over here. Now I'm just gonna Link them all up. Ta-da! Let's let in some guests. Park is now open. Come enjoy all of our restaurants, people. So they did say there's some options here. So when we have to open them all. That might help. Let's do that. So yeah, we have some options here. You can do a bargain. You can make your club sandwich, and then you can customize the ingredients. Food satisfaction. If you, I see. You could put caffeine in your sandwich. Ooh, we gotta make some concoctions here. Wait, I can put all the ingredients in? A $275 sandwich? Oh, wait, the ingredient cost? I don't understand why the price of the sandwich is $59 when the ingredient cost is so much higher. Huh. Well, I need some time to read over this and absorb it all, but now the mega sandwich has all the ingredients, and yeah, it literally uses all the ingredients. I wonder, that's very like sim micromanagement heavy. I wonder if it changes how the food looks. Like, are we gonna see a sandwich with fish and dairy? Like, does it change the appearance, I wonder? That would be so cool. I doubt it, but it's interesting. That's a look at the restaurant counter. People are obviously going to most likely build these into facilities. These are very outdoorsy, basic facilities, and we have no people showing up. What's going on here? Now, the biggest thing that I've been wanting, and I feel like I'm getting trolled a little bit by Frontier because I've been asking this since Planet Coaster 1 came out. The guests in Planet Coaster 1 would sit on the bench, and then about 2 seconds later, stand up and leave. And I think one of my favorite aspects to RCT 1 and 2, possibly 3 as well, is just going and looking at building a food court. You're like, I'm building up my park. Now it's time for a food court area. Put all your benches down. And then you get to see those fill up, right? As if they're attractions. You see all the benches are filled up. You got, security walking back and forth. You got janitors and bins. And you're looking at your food courts with like 20, 30 plus tables. And they're all packed with these little, people eating and enjoying their lunch. And I always like to just look and observe my food courts. And I've never had that enjoyment or satisfaction from a Planet Coaster game because they're always empty. People come, they sit, and they leave immediately. However, with the actual regular benches in the game, they do sit longer. Like the resting benches. In Planet Coaster 2 specifically, they sit a little longer. So now, this is where I feel like it may be fixed, but only for the trays. So people that grab food from a non-restaurant, they might sit down at a bench and get up after 3 seconds. But if they have a tray, they might sit for a while. So I'm very curious to know how long they sit. Oh, did the guy, he got like a lasagna? What'd she get there? Oh, that's butter chicken. Nice. And we got a salad over here. Very cool. And they're all using little sporks. This is fun. But yes, I guess I'm gonna have to test this out in a different test scenario. But like, if I make a facility, let's sell some chief beef over here. All right, open her up, and we're gonna give away free burgers. Wait, how do I do that? Can I not edit the price? Is the price automatically dictated by what ingredients go on it? That sets the price? I guess so. I guess I can't make them free. Anyways. Look at this. So there's new benches, but these are designed to be restaurant benches because they have the little logo. Interesting. Oh, well, where are the benches we were using before? I guess these are the benches we were using before, but now they are enabled to be restaurants. Because that's what I was saying is it said something about selecting which benches. Yes, here we go. So you can connect tables, right? So if I select this and I go connect tables, I can select this one. I can select all of these. So these are basically the tables that people will sit at if they buy from here, which again, they've been sitting here for a while, and that is great. That is really great. Now, the question is, can I have multiple restaurants use the same tables? We can try that out, I guess. Connect tables. Can we add all of these plus a couple of those? One or more selected tables connected to another restaurant will be disconnected. So you can't have any overlap. And the reason this is kind of a bummer is because the food court idea that I was talking about is I just want people to fill up if this isn't a very busy restaurant, these tables won't be busy. And if I have to make different tables for different restaurants, it's really going to come down to the popularity of the restaurant rather than hey, let's just fill up all the benches until they're full. So I might not get my dream situation. Now, these are just regular benches not connected to anything. So what happens if somebody buys a Chief Beef Burger? Are they going to come sit for a while? I don't think it's going to happen. But here we go. We got someone buying over here at the Surfs. But that is also interesting because, yeah, this is Restaurant Kitchen. And I guess what you're doing, like Mega Sandwich, Lasagna, Salad, these aren't franchise shops. They're restaurants. So I can't sell a Chief Beef Burger here? Huh. Can I add like a new one? Yeah, like how do I add like another thing to the menu? Yeah, I can change the name. I can't change the icon. I can't change, As far as I can tell, this is what all the restaurants sell, and you could only change the ingredients. I mean, at the end of the day, the people are sitting down eating food. It's fine, but I would have loved to see a more franchise-based restaurant, right? So you have the Chief Beef franchise. They're selling burgers. I get to customize the burgers, the different variations of burgers, chicken burgers, fish burgers, beef burgers, whatever. And that's what they sell, and when we see them eating burgers, right? Burgers and fries and that sort of thing. And then the Viva La Vegan, you see them with the wraps. I would have loved it to be more franchise-based, because now everyone's just eating the same stuff. Or the very least, the ability to change these foods so that they are franchise-based. I can go in there and choose all the burgers, call this place Chief Beef, right? But I guess that's what the shops are for, but nobody wants to go to the shops anymore because the restaurants are here. See if I can get somebody to buy a Chief Beef Burger. Anybody? Any takers? Step right up. Get your Chief Beef Burger. I think people are more weighted to and interested in the restaurants if they exist, making the shops obsolete. What we need is a fine balance between the two. Interesting. Well, let's do some more then. Aha! Oh no, it's a Hats Fantastic shop. No. Oh no, you can't sit and eat a hat. Well, it seems like the hats are still working. Oh. Well, I guess that putting down the hats was actually a good test because, you know, they're still desiring to... Oh, we got a taker on the Cosmic Cow. All right, you got your little milkshake. Are you gonna go sit? Please sit. Yeah. So the actual food, like grabbing a drink and walking around the park is fine, but you don't really want to sit and have a drink. You're just gonna walk and drink. So when the hats is a luxury item. So as far as I can tell, now that I have restaurants in my park, nobody cares about the branded ones. But to my previous point, these don't sell branded food. So what is the point in having themed food if nobody buys it? So in some ways, it's a little bit disappointing that the restaurants are taking over and the shops feel pushed aside, because I like seeing people walk around with the wraps, the burgers, the sushi, the pizzas. Why can't I get a tray of pizza and go sit down at the bench? Now, what if, can I connect benches to, you can't connect benches to a pizza shop. Yeah, see these? Vegetarian pizza, pepperoni pizza, cheese pizza. Why can't we sell those at the restaurant? That seems like a great idea. Oh, but no. Yeah, if we had the option to select like the restaurant here where there's tables, why can't we have that option for the pizza pen or the Heya sushi and then select these benches? And then people walk away with trays of sushi. I feel like they need to be treated equally. I don't know. Yep. So old shops, no more. Restaurants, everybody's eating curry and salad from now on. Goodbye, Chief Beef, Pizza Pen, Viva La Vegan. Your days are numbered. Bye now. Oh. Well, the whole point of this, testing these new features was to see if they would sit at the benches with the old food. They definitely sit for a very long time with the new food, which I'm happy to see, but it is dominating the guests' interests. So the only other solution is to get rid of them and see if people will sit at the benches with the old food. Hey, somebody's buying sushi. Oh, she's just eating it from her hand. She's done. Just walking in circles, eating it with her hand. Go have a seat. Oh, she's done. Okay. I guess this is just hand food that people walk around the park munching on. I guess that's the idea. Oh, we have a sitter. Oh, double fisting. Wait, what are you eating? Is that a little rice ball and a milkshake? And you got a hat. Oh, she's going all out. She's breaking the bank here today. Nope, and she's done. Okay, confirmed. Old benches are not improved for old shops. Bummer. And having restaurants in your park dominates their interest to even use an old shop. Bummer. Conclusion? Restaurants are okay. They come with a bag of their own issues, but the concept of building your own restaurant is great. Selecting all the tables and da-da-da-da-da. I just wish you could do that with the old brands. It makes so much sense. We have the countertops for Chief Beef. Why can't I make a Chief Beef restaurant? So I definitely feel like this is a system that needs improvement, because now I feel like I have to choose one or the other, and I prefer the old ones. I prefer the branded foods. I would like to see this be, yeah. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Do you think your restaurant should be able to sell other stuff? Chief Beef burgers? Yeah, I think so. All right, that wraps up that discussion. Moving on. All right, next up we have pools. Boom. Apparently, you could change the colors of the pools. Let's go. Watercolor, green. Confirm. Watercolor strength. Ooh, we made a swamp. Oh my goodness. Lighting glow. Let's take it over tonight. And let's see. Oh, the glow is the color of the water? Question mark? That's what it looks like. So it will glow towards the... Whoa. That hasn't been tuned right? Oh, I guess if you go full color strength, you have to bring the lighting glow down. Otherwise, it's too powerful. Interesting. Okay. Interesting. Let's go back to day. Let's get rid of that. Regular water. Now you should be able to, what have I done? Should be able to change the bottom colors of the pool, I think. Pool tile colors. Red, red, red. Let's see. Oh, there it is. So wait a second. Can I make a lava pool? Sort of. Not really. That just looks like blood. Well, lava would be like a hot color, and that was, I don't know. Can't really punch up the vibrance of it. Just looks murky. But I suppose if I go pure red, no, that orangey color is about right. But then at nighttime, for doing a dark ride, yes, I can very much make it look hot and lava-y by adjusting the brightness of the lights. There you go. But during the daytime, wait, what happened? Oh, strange. It just looks like blood at daytime. But we could also do potentially the chocolate river. Chocolate! Well, I guess it's gonna really depend on the color underneath. So I would want to go with a brown pool to start, and then like a lighter brown up top. And then if you mix the strength, you mix the chocolate. So that might also help, even with my idea of, if you have orange on red, that might help enhance the color. Because you could use the color from underneath mixed with the color of the water to create a new color. And that might give you some interesting variations, but that's a very good feature. We've been asking for this from the beginning, and yeah, just having these standard pools everywhere. Now we're gonna see a lot more interesting things come from it. And I think a lot of people are going to be incentivized to make ponds and just background lakes and stuff out of the pool tool, and then just, color it the way they want rather than just using the water tools in game, because you can now have people swim in it as well. So you can have people swimming in the lake, in the pond, and it's a natural pond with natural colors and that sort of thing. So that's very nice. In terms of the new rides, the spinning manic mouse, inverted flying coaster, and the skizzer, we've all seen those before in Planet Coaster 1. They're new. You can check them out yourself. I don't really want to go building a new coaster or anything like that. It's good that there's so many options in the game right now that I think it's, plentiful. It's great that they're adding more though. Oh, and the Sandbox map. So we definitely have to go check this out, as well as they added the featured creators thing. So I don't know how they're going to go about rotating out the featured creators, right? So who are the current featured creators and why? There's 0 of them. Yeah, so I don't know how that's going to work. It kind of seems weird that they're launching the feature without any featured creators. But if you want to be a featured creator, get building, I guess. My workshop is pretty small right now. I don't think that's enough to get me as a featured creator. I gotta get building. Yep, so that's about it for me. I'm not gonna be featured anytime soon, which is understandable. Now, the maps. Sandbox. Why does it have to communicate to the server for Sandbox? Hello, game? New park. Career templates. Now, basically what they're saying is the new ones have been added, and we checked out everything up to Parks and Restoration last time, I believe. No, we went to Summit Awesome. Anyways, I wanted to go back and see if they took community feedback I want to see if they took community feedback and improved the sandboxes from the previous update. They did not. So the complaint here is when you're playing this level in career mode, a short thing, they let you build out here on the water. In sandbox mode, which should give you more options and more control, they don't let you do that. They put a border here. You can't even build on the beach, which makes this less interesting. The downside, it's like, well, you could just go play career mode. No, well, there's limitations. You have money constraints. And they also have this weird thing where, yes, you can build on the water, but only to a certain height. And it makes it very challenging because you have to it just becomes very finicky. If something goes slightly too low, it just gives you an error. So with sandbox mode, you'd think they'd just have the border going all the way out to here. And then they would say you can go right into the water and build underneath the water if you wanted to. Then this would be like one of the best sandboxes because we have a beach, we have an ocean. It's amazing, but not so amazing because you only get to build from here to here. It's actually one of the smallest maps now. So yeah, look at this, border to border. An end-to-end park, ladies and gentlemen. This narrow strip of flat rides because we can't fit a coaster in here. Oh boy. Well, disappointing that they didn't listen to the feedback there and improve those, because what's the point in converting these if you're gonna make them worse? Let's see the new ones. Career templates. Yeah, we went to Summit Awesome before, so I'm assuming there's 3 new ones. That's it. All right, building the Bifrost. Boop, boop, boop. Let's go. Here it is. Can we go to 11 a.m., please? Okay. Wow. See, I never played this or looked at this in scenario mode. Oh, no. Borders. Immediately borders. Borders. Can't even build on the river. You can't make a lazy river on the river. Why? Why don't you give us the border all the way to the edges? This river is a beautiful opportunity to have bridges going back and forth, lazy rivers passing through, a boat ride. All of the creativity has been squeezed out of this, and as a result, you can build here in this pad, and this pad. I'm disappointed. All right, moving on. Farmland fiasco. All right, what are we dealing with here? I mean, big, open, flat farmland, but where are the borders? They are right here, all the way. Yeah, okay, it's a small map. And honestly, all of this stuff, you could go to any sandbox and place rows of bushes, color some dirt, and put down some of this scraggly weeds for your hayfield and build a barn. So you actually, if you wanted to replicate this, you'd be better off doing it on a sandbox map because you can make it bigger. Another disappointing one. Okay, moving on. The Brothers Swim. Okay, we can build on water, I think. Yeah, the borders go all the way around, all the way around. Hey, it's got a bigger border. Although, again, should have had the border coming out to here, all the way up the mountain, and across. Because you can build something across, but you can't build something on the other side. So if you wanted to have a coaster going back and forth or something, yeah, you just can't. So it's pretty small building area because most of it is water. So you can build your park here and then a little bit up top. I think it's better than the other ones. It's more interesting. But again, if you opened up sandbox mode and then just dug in a giant moat and filled it with water, you would have a lot more space to work with and you'd be able to build on the other side. The upside to these being converted is they have these beautiful backgrounds. Mountains. Yeah. So I don't know what they're thinking. Why can't we just have bigger borders? I don't understand the limitations there, but they obviously had a reason for it. But in scenario mode, they are generally better. I think maybe they're worried about consoles breaking the memory limit, not being able to fill the park, but I don't think people should be punished because of that. You know, hit the memory limit, you hit the memory limit. That's your own fault. That's the console's limitation. I don't know the reasoning. I'm just speculating. Let's move on. So basically, that's everything that's like major new. Restaurants I'm indifferent about. As I've pointed out, there's some issues with the old restaurants being irrelevant now and the new restaurants having limitations. The actual building of the thing and assigning the benches so people go sit is actually a great feature. I just wish that propagated to the other shops, or the restaurants were branded around the current shops. So restaurants is kind of a hit and a miss, right? It's good and it's not great. Featured creators, we will have to wait and see how that pans out, because as of right now, we haven't seen anything. Customizing the pools, big win there. Couple new rides and coasters, sure. Yep, great. Returning Skizzer. And the sandbox maps, big L. So what else do we got here? Updated tooltips hovering over pre-built ride blueprints now show additional information. Okay. You can do coaster supports on paths if you so choose with the toggle option. Enhancements to franchise mode. You could get banners and stickers now when creating your franchise, as well as top-rated parks on the leaderboards. Okay, that's cool. Economy balance. So that's all for, you know, the sim side of things, career mode. And then they went back and added in some additional Western themes. I recently was kind of playing what's missing in the Western pack, and it was definitely a lot of the animatronics, but adding in 2 bandits and 2 cowboys is still not all of the animatronics. We're missing the cowgirls and many other things. But then they added in the dynamite, the and a few other things, the revolver, and then some sound effects, gunshots and stuff like that, explosions. So I don't know, why not just release the Western pack 100% complete when you release the Western pack? Because this is still not the whole list. So are we going to get another Western update? I don't know. We'll have to see, but at least they're doing that. A bunch of bug fixes for audio, coasters, and rides. You can pause it and read these. Park construction, staff UI. Yeah, and out of all of this, like I said at the top of the video, the first thing I showcased was the new scalable basic shapes, which I don't see anywhere here as a feature or improvement. And oddly enough, that is the biggest W of this update. Being able to shrink basic shapes down to 5% instead of 40% and up to 300% instead of 200% is probably the biggest win of this update for those creative individuals, in my opinion, and the pools. So it's a good update. I think for, you know, the recoloring pools would have been great for the flume contest. That we'll revisit something to do with water parks in the future here. The restaurants will be fun for a shop contest. It's just going to be a little bit weird if we're doing chief beef restaurants and they're all selling curry and salads. So the restaurants aren't the biggest win. But I think it does allow us to do a restaurant contest of sorts. So that's fun. Yeah, and that's pretty much my thoughts on this update. Good, but not great. Some W's and some L's. But hey, it's a free update, so Frontier's trying, and Planet Coaster 2 is getting better with every update, so I'm here for it. There you guys go. What did you think of this update? What do you think of the restaurants? Do you agree with my thoughts on it? And how are you feeling about the career sandbox maps being underwhelming? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Love to know your thoughts down below. And that's going to do it for this update video. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you in the next video. Bye now.